points you mentioned, one on regional public goods. This particular report has a small section on that. What are some of the importance of regional public goods and what are the challenges and the problems? Off the top of my head, I can mention a few. If you look at our greater Mekong sub-region, we've done some work which are interesting, like biodiversity corridor. All the countries agreeing to have such a corridor to protect, but don't know it is important for collectively to handle a matter like that. And then we have the Coral Triangle Initiative between Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand. That you need to protect that together, otherwise it's not going to happen. There are examples of like Borneo, the heart of Borneo. Again, many countries involved. The ASEAN themselves have done well. I think I was involved long ago once on the transboundary haze, ASEAN haze issues. That's been another example which has emerged. So there have been some quite a good example. The things that need to happen. One, if we're going to promote the trade through goods and services between the two countries, we need to harmonize the environmental safeguard standards. Otherwise, you won't be able to export back and forth. As simple as that. Many of the developing countries have problem exporting to the developed market because of their standards don't meet the standards of the country. And some of the areas which are important, which the countries have not tackled, probably they are difficult, complex. One is one on the natural disaster management. It's really very, very critical. The other ones, which again even more complex, is the water sharing issues. This is very tricky, difficult, political, so we stay out of it. But I think that's not going to be a solution forever. And the last point I'm going to make is on the climate change issues. Asia is a prominent reason. Its contribution is very significant. I don't think we have a collective voice. So there are areas where we can strengthen. Now coming back to the economic and the financial integration, what could be done? I've been listening to these various, taking notes of some of the numbers. But Chang Yong said right at the very early stage, our trade, inter-regional trade, staying at 56% since 2011, stagnant. So that tells us something is not increasing. It was also mentioned by Vice Minister Medina that we have 257 FTAs, less than 20% are working. And if they had one model where you could have 12 countries into one FTA, 20% is working. If you look at the equity investment in Asia, not in this report, but I'm trying to remember from our other database, only 25% of the equity investment is within Asia. So 75% is still outside. Look at the bond market. We have a bond market monitor. Only 5% of the investments are within the region. 95% of the Asian investments are outside. Now it clearly says that we have more to do, not only on the trade, economic cooperation, but on the financial sector area. So what needs to be done? And if one wants to cooperate further, but we also have to be facing those risks, wherever those risks might be coming from. So what could we do? Off the top, my personal view is it appears to me that the first defense is to make one's system fundamentally strong to the financial sector, so that the probability of contagion is less. We should learn this from Europe. In Europe, if one country is affected, everybody gets affected. So if we have a regional cooperation of that type, so we must be individually strong as well to be able to take the benefit of the regional cooperation. The second point to me is to explore the possibility of risk sharing, and that's what is all about the regional cooperation. One should be able to share the risk as much as possible. I think that this is an area where all the sub-regions, I would say, even including ASEAN Plus 3, which is very advanced, should consider strengthening, particularly when it comes to providing the financial safety nets. As Chang Yong said very early on, and the report acknowledges here, We have done quite a bit. The easier ones are gone, low-hanging fruits are gone, and I think the areas for cooperation remaining a very complex one, and that can be done without a very strong leadership and political will. Thank you.